Okay, so here I am with my latest Redneck restoration, I suppose you'd call it, a 1969 Suzuki T350 two-stroke twin. I got this as a bit of a part trade with my mate Dion for some other bits and pieces, some Kawasaki Z stuff that he had and I had and we needed, and some DT1 Yamaha bits, and God, I can't remember all of the various trading backwards and forwards, but it was a rusty pile of shit basically. I don't make any apologies to anyone, because the only thing I was able to actually save from the original bike was the bare frame, swing arm and centre stand, and everything that you see before you now, including this engine sitting over on the bench, I had to import from the US at great expense. Thanks very much to Keith Davis in Ohio, I think, who did a wonderful job finding me the parts that I needed for this thing to get it back on the road. Now the two wheels came from Australia, thank God, because the shipping from the US, as you can imagine, is awfully expensive. But the wonderful thing is that I now have pretty much everything I think I need to get this old girl back on the road. The original engine was so badly rotted because it had been laying on its side in a paddock since 1973. That was when it was last registered, so that was our guesstimate, Dion's and mine, of how long it had been sitting, that the pistons weren't just stuck in the bores, they were rusted hard into the cylinders, and no amount of bashing, cursing, drilling, cracking with a cold chisel was going to make any difference. They were buggered. When I did get the cases apart from the original engine, which I still have, and I've kept them because these things are numbers matched, and so on the little ID plate on the frame it actually says what the engine number should be. I actually have those cases, but I don't care because I'm not doing it to sell. I'm doing it because I love this little thing. And a little bit of a backstory on these things is that only 315 cc's. In 1972 they won, Joe Eastmuir won the Castrol 6 Hour on one of these, and of course he was racing against Honda 750s and Kawasaki 750s and Ducati 750s and whatever else. He won the race outright, but they put in a protest, and he lost the race on protest because he'd moved the horn from its original position to somewhere else on the bike so that he could get more cooling to the cylinder head. But that just shows you what a wicked little bike they were. They were a 100-mile-an-hour bike in 1969, when most bikes were struggling to do 100 miles an hour that were twice their size. It only weighs 134 kilos, 143 kilos, I can't remember, something like that. But it actually weighs less than I did a few years ago. Lucky enough, I don't weigh that much now. But they were a small, light, powerful package, 41 horsepower, in a bike that weighed about 300 odd pounds. Made them a little beast, and they're really well made. I couldn't get over how rigid that frame is compared to my Honda CB750 frames and Kawasaki Z1 frames and whatever else. Suzuki really knew how to make a bike handle, even back in 1969. That front tyre I'm pointing at the moment is an Inui IRC. You've probably heard of IRC. Not many people have heard of Inui Rubber Company. It's the same company, and I believe that that's the original tyre for 1969. It didn't come off this bike, obviously. The bike that was the tyre that was on this bike was the same tyre, but it was rotten, as was the rim, the spokes, the hub, everything. I actually cut the hub out of the rim and spokes and threw the rest of it in the bin because it was just so buggered. There wasn't one piece of tin, I suppose you'd say, mudguards and things on this thing that were any good at all after laying in a paddock for close to 50 years. So it's all been replaced from from stuff that Keith sent me. And yes, it is a shame that he had to pull apart bikes that were probably a lot more restorable in Ohio than my bike, but I guess it's one of those things where one must be sacrificed so that others can live, and I'm actually really getting used to this whole concept, and I'm looking forward to putting that engine in the frame. I've got the original pipes, if you can see them over there over the back, to put on it, and I've got the original handlebars and original God knows what else to go on. So the only reproduction items in the whole thing so far is a seat, and I think I bought a set of blinkers, even those fork gaiters that I only put on tonight, a genuine Suzuki new old stock that came from Britain. So it's a lovely thing, and hopefully before much longer I'll have it going, and I'll certainly record a video and put it on my channel so you guys can laugh at me as it blows blue smoke everywhere, because this engine is an unknown quantity. I've put new pistons and rings in it, I've honed the bores, but for all I know the crank steels are stuff, so it could be sucking the oil straight from the gearbox into the engine. We'll find out, and if that's the case, then there'll be another video on me rebuilding the crank with new seals, etc. I might even use original cases so I can make the thing 100% original again. Anyway, it's been a long video. I do apologise. Thanks very much for watching it. Bye bye.